So that's my dad's house. I grew up that house up next door. So we might get to meet Big Joe. It looks like he's home. So let's go up there and see. This is where my grandma's house was when I was a kid. It burnt down after she had moved out, but this house had like paper walls and everything in it. They would take newspapers and like wet them in some kind of soup or something and just stick them up on the walls. Is how they did wall repairs. That's my dad's place. So everybody's like, oh, he's got money because we got to roll back and drift cars and stuff. We're about to meet Big Joe. I think he's home.
You don't have to take the handle. You don't have to put them on it.
All right, so I finally found my dad. He's been riding around with one of them jobs.
Riding around with the top down too.
Riding around with the top down, dipping snuff, something like that. Yeah. How it goes. So.
My daddy used to shoot backer and about to get around.
Yeah. So how old are you now?
77.
77. That means that I'm
62-year-old.
I'm 48. I'm almost 50-year-old. You're youngest kid. Well, as far as we know.
I'm next to the youngest. I'm the only left now. I am the youngest.
Yeah, I'm talking about me. Your youngest kid that we know of is 48.
Yeah, one I know
almost
of.
50. We don't know of any other ones, but he might.
It might be 5 or 6 more around here somewhere.
But yeah. And you're 77?
Yeah.
When was you born?
November 3rd, 47.
47. 19 and 47.
Same year my mother was born.
Been a minute, ain't it?
Yep. 1947 when she was born. August of 47.
I remember you was about 70 years old and you was telling me about them boys.
Yeah.
You picked up that stick of wood and hit that boy in the head.
Yeah.
What was cause all that?
Come out of rain hell like you own the place, and so I followed him out, and I told him, that's my damn place. You don't come to my house right now.
Yeah.
The one way rather than and I grabbed that stick of wood and hit him between the eyes with it.
Yeah. There's two of them though, wasn't there?
Yeah, the other one grabbed us. When them box cutters come running up through there, and the boy stand with me run out with the pistol, with the rifle, said, you stole this shit, I'll blow your damn ass away.
So 70-something-year-old out there whooping up on these, what, they was 30 or something, wasn't he? 25, 30-year-old guys?
Who, them guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, down that 35.
Yeah.
I remember my boy. They wasn't 40.
Yeah. So.
All of them wasn't nothing but trouble.
So he wasn't out tomcatting. I was telling everybody that you was probably laid up some old young thing, but I think he's running this one off.
I always like to go with younger women. I don't like the old women.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got no damn women.
But hell, you could get old women to you now.
I go with old women. I go with a woman living old now my age.
Yeah.
But I've got them here living here with me too now and then about every other night.
Yeah.
So,
that's funny. But, all right, so. So what I'm doing is backing up my YouTube channel and showing more of where I come from, and then now where my kids come from, and then my kids, because my kids are going to be doing a lot of the video stuff too. So that's the whole point.
But I'll tell you something else a lot of people don't know about old Joe here. I've known him all my life.
And this is Big Joe.
I've known this boy all his life. He don't know it, but I have. I've known him ever since he's just knee-high to a grasshopper's ass. But I'll tell you one thing about Joe, and everybody knows him as well as I do, will tell you, he's as good as gold.
Better.
He'll do anything in the world for you, and he helps
anyway.
everybody,
You
man.
can if you need them.
I need a pair.
You
He
can.
helps everybody. He does. He's a good man.
This guy told me one time, he said, who's your dad? And I told him, he said, I remember the last time I seen your dad, there's a bar called Skinny Miller's. He said, first time I'd ever been to Skinny Miller's, he said, I was walking in, I was standing in line. He said, the door busts open, and he said, there's a big old dude come running out, and there's a little big guy on his back with a pair of brass knuckles hitting him in the back of the head. And he said, that's the last time I seen your daddy was on that man's back with a pair of brass knuckles hitting him in the back of the head.
Brass knuckle went pretty good. Being
Hey, you go to Skinny Miller's, you
Park
better be
one time.
prepared.
We were hit the park one time. And they used to probably come up to her. I forgot what his name was. Anyway, Roy said, I'm going to beat hell out of him. And I said, no. I said, I'll take care of it. And I run up there and he turned around through who it was, started running, and I just let him hit me, my kid. He said, oh, I was running alongside, beat the hell out of him nuts. He howled at him.
That's funny. There we go. Well, my oldest brother is Little Joe, which is my size, and so that's the reason we call him Big Joe. So we got Little Joe and Big Joe. So my oldest brother's named after my dad. So yeah. Now I guess I'm named after the neighbor or something. I'm not really sure about it.
Daddy was a full-blood Cherokee.
So that'd be my great grandpa was full-blooded Cherokee. So I remember his mom, my grandma, like she'd have like this half door, and every evening about right at dark, maybe 30 minutes, hour before dark, she'd literally lean her arm out there. She had one bad arm from something. You can tell it later. And from polio. Yeah, so she had like a hand that was messed up.
Trip from one arm, one leg.
And she had always been that way ever since he was a kid.
There's some people come to the house one time, and Mama was on the porch washing clothes, and that woman said, Mama had a thing that when she run clothes to, squeeze the clothes into. Yeah,
one of them old school barrels. Yeah.
And she'd get them out and take them home online. And that woman said, Miss Chester, let me help you. Mama said, if I want any damn help, said I'll ask you. Said, as long as I'm able to do something, I ain't asking nobody for nothing. She raised 8 kids, she wouldn't ask nobody for nothing.
I still remember when I was little, she'd tie her shoe with that good hand, she'd cook, and all us boys would come stay down there when we was kids, and she'd cook for all of us, and I mean, just pick up after us and everything. But she would lean out that half door every evening right before dark, and you'd hear like an Indian chant. I still remember that and hear that in my head, that I've heard that a million times in my childhood, and that's the craziest thing I've ever experienced with her.
She'd get a hold of a little beer, a little whiskey along, and she'd get a drink and go up out to the neighbors, and she was coming back, and she'd come to an old woman lived up there. Her name was Delcy Barter. And Mama and Delcy got into it one time, and Mama was going to stop her and apologize to her. And Mama went up on the porch, and Delcy seen her coming. She ran out and shut the screen door and locked it. And Mama knocked on the door and said, Delcy, said, you in there? She said, Dorothy, go on home. Said, I don't want food you today. Said, you're drinking. And Mama said, I'll just come up here to apologize to you. And Mama said, go on home, Dorothy. And Mama, it made her mad. And Mama grabbed her and just jerked the screen door off. And she said, now, Miss Chester, you leave now. Said, you leave. I don't want no trouble. And Mama said, I just come in here to apologize to you. And Mama left. And then every time Mama get drunk, she'd go up there and try to apologize to her. And that woman would run, call on, and everything else. Mama just going to try to apologize to her. And she never would accept it, and so Mama just put food with her in.
Yeah. What was the first time you went to jail that you remember?
First time I went to jail, I went to town. And the law pulled me over, and they asked who it was, and I told them who it was, and then they arrested me, took me to jail.
Just because who you was?
Yeah. So they said, I told them that my name was Joe Chester.
Yeah, there's bad about that now.
And I said, what are you taking me to jail for? I said, drunk. And I said, I don't even drink. And they said, come on. Don't give us that damn excuse. The Chester's always going on something.
Hell yeah.
Took in jail. And back in them days,
Once they had your number, that was it.
It took money to get out. $25 was the easiest way out. My mama couldn't pay me out of jail with. You didn't go to courts back in them days. You just tried to get out of jail.
That's funny.
So, my brother, they used to pull him over and said every time he go to jail, go to town, the law, whoop him over, and they'd take him to jail. So he put a pair of nuts behind in his back pocket. It just slipped him the tight string right and hung it through it in its belt and hung it inside of his breeches. The law pulled him over. They took him, put him in the car, and they'd go through the alley, and they'd pull in the alley, and they'd get him out and beat the hell out of him. So when he pulled him out, he pulled them damn knuckles out, like killed them damn cops. Them cops wouldn't fool anymore, and Virginia like beat them dead.
That'll do it.
So they couldn't tell on him because they'd have to tell what they read. They'd pull in there with him.
Yeah.
So.
Didn't you go to like a reform school for boys or something, boys home?
Me and Jimmy went together. We pulled a year in there.
Yeah.
They sent us to farm school together.
What I'm trying to explain to you guys is this is what I was raised by. So I grew up country, redneck. We hunted and fished our whole life. My dad loves coon hunting. That's all he's ever done, coon hunting. He never was much of deer hunting and none of that stuff. He was just always
coon, squirrel,
rabbit,
coon, squirrel. My other brothers, both of them, if it's in season, they're hunting it or fishing for it. So, but he was always a coon hunter and rabbit hunter. I think most of the time I remember.
And squirrel hunter. I like squirrel hunting.
Yeah. So we grew up just as country as it can be, hunting and fishing, and dirt bikes and four-wheelers and stuff like that. I remember you was coming from hunting one time and you fell asleep and hit that telephone pole in that little Maverick.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll never forget that either.
Yeah, I guess he was passed out or something, was taking a nap.
I was working for the Yankee Lumber Company down, and I'd go in at 4 and get off at 12, and I'd come in at 8 and go hunting. And I'd hunt up that morning and sleep up to about 3:30 and get up and take a shower and eat it back and go to work. And I was sleepy, and I was coming through, I remember coming through Rockwood, and I'd wake up, and I'd be on the side you're supposed to be going down on. I'd walk back over on my side, and when I come, and I looked and seen it, I thought to myself, I'm back home now. And I come around that curve, and the last thing I remember was looking at that telephone pole. Next thing I remember, I was walking the side of it out. And I went home and put the dogs up and laid in the house. And I laid there all the rest of the night, never did wink an eye.
I never did fall asleep after that.
I never did fall asleep after that, and went to work that day and everything. It kept me awake. I stayed awake 2 days there.
That's funny. I still remember coming home. It was the only car we had at the time, the whole side. It was a good-looking Maverick in today's standards. It was a beautiful car. And the whole passenger side just mowed down where you hit that. I still remember, I know exactly where the telephone pole is. I pass it and look at it every time. It's still got the side drug out of it where you hit it. I still remember that one.
Yeah, I see it every time I go by there.
We used to have old Jeeps and stuff, and we'd be in the back with old Charles McKinney and Robert Devine, and we'd be in like creek beds going up hills and woods stuff, and us being in the back just hanging on just the roll bars in these Jeeps in the mountains. I still remember all that different stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've hunted ever since I was big enough to walk. My daddy teach me how to hunt when I was
Oh, you had your
6, 7 years old, and I've hunted all my life. I'm 77, and I still love hunting. I never go much anymore, but I try to go where I can.
I heard this story one time. I don't remember if I just heard it or if it really happened, but you and Charles McKinney's loading the dogs up or something, and it had a camper shell on the back of the truck, and he was still in there doing something, and you threw a dog in it, then you shut that on the back of his damn head, about knocked him out or something like that.
We were going hunting. We was hunting out of a car, and we had the dogs in the back, and went back there, and I raised the back up, and he reached up on to get his gun or something, and I slammed the damn truck down and hit him right across the top of the head, and Bud went to flying everywhere.
That's funny.
He was hollering going on. Hell, I had about half his head in
I remember that one, but I didn't remember how it went or why or what it was. I thought it was maybe a bed of a truck, like the camper, but
we was hunting out of a car.
Trunk of a car.
Green thing in between the back seat where they couldn't get up in the back seat.
Yeah.
And we just threw the trunk up, loaded the dogs in there, and threw a gun in there and shut the trunk. And when we was going to hunt, we went back there, and I forgot all about it. He was going to get his gun, and I opened it up, and the dog bailed out, and I slammed the trunk back to shut the trunk, and he was sick and get his gun, and hit him right across the top of the head. Hell, he went down to his knees, and oh, goddamn. I thought I killed him.
That's funny.
Yeah, blood was running out of his nose, no will. The log used to get out of us, and me and the boy crossed the bridge one time. The log whooped up on the bridge, and we swung offside the bridge. And I looked over it, and I said, "What if he stopped?" He said, "You got hands. All you got to do is turn the loose." And I said, "Hell, fine. We might not even be over the river." He said, "We'll hit somewhere." And the cops went on by, and we pulled ourselves back up and hauled ass towards home. And we hung over the bridge with our hands, keeping the log getting us.
Yeah, we lived on the river. I grew up in the projects, and then we moved over to where he grew up and ended up putting a trailer up there. And so he lives where he grew up in his original spot. It's a different house. That house burnt down years ago, but he's got a trailer over there now. And so he lives where he grew up. So we're small town people, and we're still doing small town stuff. So, yeah, anything else you want to tell about anything?
Yeah,
Any stories you got?
Fun.
One time there was a bunch of us over at the fun house, and some of us,
Fun house.
yeah,
I've heard that before.
over at the old
Close.
bridge. Some of us wasn't old enough to go in and drink, and we'd get our beer and go out there and get it under the little chicken house down the side of the river and drank our beer. So we sat there, and we all drank enough to get drunk. So we got up and started towards home, and here come cops just whooping in. So we all bailed off the bank under the bridge and stuff and swim out there in the water. And I swam straight across. The law ran up there on the bridge. He shined a big spotlight down there. And I was about halfway out in the river swimming, and he was hollering, "Halt!" And I said, "Halt, hell." I said, "I'm out here in the middle of the river." And Charlie, he swam over and grabbed a hold of one of them pillars that hold the bridge up, and every once in a while you'd hear him gagging. He'd go under, and you're just hanging on, you know. The bridge would just peel the bridge, and you just had to hang on your fingers. He couldn't hardly hold up. And every once in a while he'd have to let go, and he'd go underwater, come up, causing gagging going on. And I finally got away and went over and come up on the bank, and I went over to the old bridge across the river and made it back home. And Charlie and them stayed there all night trying to get away from the laws. And finally they arrested a bunch of us. A lot of us got away. There was 5 or 6 got away. There was about 10 of us all together. So some of us got away and some of us didn't.
Didn't y'all break in the not the AMVets, the VFW? They broke in the VFW one time.
I used to break in that every night. Last time we broke in there, we come out of farm school, and we broke in.
I can tell you some stories there.
And the law come up through there, and we hit a boat down there where we used to get water. They just had to go up the river to get water with the boat. So we broke in VFW that night, and the law whooped in on us. We went over the bank, come down the river in the boat, and we smoked that country gentleman, and we was going down the river, and we had we rolled our own cigarettes, and we had them nickel matches back in. You get a box of matches and had big stems on. He made him up, he took it, looked like a torch, and damn spotlights come everywhere. They went to shining all over us, and here come the cops up the river, the motorboats. We drifted up under the river, under the trees, and we didn't pay their boats when nobody couldn't find them. And we drifted up under the trees and laid down the boat, and the cops just spotted lights on their boat and kept going. They thought it was a stick of paper wood under there. And us in our boat, and we just lay down the boat, and they'd think it's a stick of wood and walk around the river. It'd be us in our boat.
You got caught the last time, didn't you?
No, the last time they talked to them, and that one told me, he stuck his finger and gave me the chest, and he punched me. He said, Chester, he said, I know that young's went broke in VFWs. He said, the next time, he said, I'll be up there. I said, I'm gonna night watch it. He said, next time you stick your head in there, I said, I'm gonna blow it off. He said,
so you didn't go back after that?
No, and I told Jimmy, I said, Jimmy, I said, I got a feeling we need to quit this stuff. We're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
We quit, we ain't never stole nothing since, and I wouldn't touch nothing belonged to anybody else.
You wasn't the youngest of everybody. You was what?
I was next to the youngest.
Next to the youngest. There's 8 of them. Yeah. So Junior, Jack, Charlie,
Bill, Rebel, and Pauline.
Yeah.
There's 8 counting the 2 girls. Had 2 girls and 6 boys.
Yeah.
And Mom and Daddy.
So that's a big family back then. Well, it was normal back then, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I used to date a girl that was 14 of them.
Yeah.
So I felt lucky. I was just taking my pick with them girls. They all girls.
That's $14. Good Lord.
Yeah.
You only got 4 of them pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in them days, you had your pick, I guess.
Yeah. I wasn't a girl before I went to farm school, and then she was a halfway decent girl when I went to farm school, and then when I got back out, she was already dating everybody around here, so I didn't have nothing to do with her. I guess when a woman's away, a man's got to play.
They're gonna play whether she's away or not. What you talking about?
Yeah, I know it. I got married when I was 22-year-old. Stayed married 20 years.
That's all
I ain't never married no more.
Get married, take off military.
Yeah.
That was with my mom. So they was married, what, 20 years?
Yeah.
So he was married 20 years. Y'all didn't divorce until I was starting high school.
Joe was 18 when we went through divorce.
Yeah, and I was starting.
Yes.
Yeah, my first year of high school is the first year that y'all was divorced.
When we went through court, she said, the judge said, you got anything you want to say? And I said, well, if she wanting divorce, I said, I'm all for that damn divorce, but I ain't for taking the kids away from me. So they said, all right. I said, we're going to let her take them, see if she can do anything with them. I said, you ain't been doing too well with them. So, and then 2 weeks later, she had them back in jail, and I sold some of my property. I took $3,100 over there and gave it to her. And 2 weeks later, she had me back in jail again for child support, been behind on child support. So I've got to take care of myself, hell with everybody else. So I learned to take care of old Joe number 1.
See what I've had to deal with for 20 years since I got divorced? Put that on me. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
But sometimes you got to look at the number 1 first.
Yeah.
Anything, nobody else is going to take care of you if you don't take care of yourself.
That's a fact. So
This whole world, everybody for themselves.
So this is looking back at where I come from, where I was raised by this guy, which life was a lot different back then. I mean, that's the didn't lock your doors. We did live in the projects. We got our skateboards stolen, or bicycles. I think we chased them boys and beat them up that night. But they stole our skateboards or bicycles or something. And but other than that, nobody bothered nobody back then.
No.
It wasn't like it is
We
now.
would sleep
I
with
still
our
don't
screen
like my
doors
house.
open, man. We didn't worry about nobody coming in our houses and
Well, and this is the thing.
all that stuff when I was growing up.
Everybody
man.
watches the news and sees all the evil that goes on, but he can tell you himself when he was in reform school, that evil was here. It just wasn't on TV like it is now. That's the only thing that's changed. Not everything in the world has changed. It's that it's more accessible for people to see
Well,
it.
it's grown more prominent.
There's more people
in
now than
these
there used to
latter
be.
Years too.
See, everybody knows me. I'm born and
Evil's
raised here.
gotten worse
And
in
everybody
these
knows who
latter
I am.
years,
Ain't
too.
nobody going to come and rob my house because they figure if you come and rob Joe Chester, you might not get out of it.
Or
Evil
you might not be
has
able to
bold.
find nothing you want.
Yeah. And if you go in there robbing me, you might want to leave me something.
Yeah, they know who we are. They'll show up and leave stuff. They'll show up with some gift baskets or something. Be like, man, we know you ain't got nothing in there, so we're gonna bring you something.
Yeah.
That's the way we was raised.
Yeah, I
But-
always said to come to my house, rob me, and they reach and deal with my billfold and stuff. He'd leave me 20 if you try to get to it.
They'll feel bad because there ain't nothing in there. They'll
Yeah.
start going out in the car and digging for loose change to leave him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
so-
get up that morning, I have an extra $20 there. No
Come back in
table.
there and leave a damn 13-inch TV, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll get up to get my keys, and there'd be a $20 bill there. And I said, hell, I don't remember having no $20.
Yeah.
Somebody come to rob me, and he left me 20.
Then the church will show up where that guy felt so bad he called the neighborhood church to bring him something to eat where there ain't no groceries in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, everybody, they say I got the rollback and I do all this stuff for my kid and we travel all over doing all this. I mean, but I've had people be like, oh, you know, like locals where I've got the rental houses, I've got a few rentals, and people look at that and they just assume somehow I got that from my parents or something, had gave me something, or I grew up a rich kid or any of this stuff. I mean, what have you gave me in my life? Let's be honest about it. Let's see, what has he gave me in my life?
Hell, most.
He gave me hell. You did give me a rifle one time.
Yeah, I'll give you the old. I'll give the old kids a rifle and shotgun too. Remember?
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you where it's at. I was a kid.
Well,
I don't have a clue where it's at. It's in my safe, probably,
I'll
actually.
give one of you a 30-30 and one of you a shotgun. And I'll give
I've got
no.
something you gave me, a rifle, I think,
yeah, that
22.
boy, I'll give him a 12-gauge shotgun.
Mine?
Your boy. Yeah, I'll give him a dollar. I'll give him.
If you gave my boy one, it's in my safe then, because I would have kept it.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll
have to
give him
look.
my old shotgun. I'll give him.
There might be one that I don't know where it come from, and that might be what it is that you gave him. So,
Yeah.
but 77-year-old. You've seen and done a lot in your years, ain't you?
I'm planning on doing some more. Like the duck. Like the duck. Come on, tell
Well,
me.
not exactly like them, but partly. So, if you watch Duck Dynasty and that kind of thing, this is our Phil Robertson. This is the what do they call it, the something of the family, the main person. Patriarch. Thank you. So this is the patriarch of my family. My mom's passed away now.
Joe's the patriarch.
He's the patriarch of my
the
family. He's the oldest adult in my lineage that's alive.
Yeah,
of my
they
family.
don't know how old dead but me. You know,
This
I'm
is the
always
patriarch of my family. I'm glad you thought of that, because I'd have never got
he's
that
the
word.
last patriarch of the Chester family.
Yeah,
so
I'm
All the
there.
Chester family now.
I'm
Yeah,
all
you are.
there.
You see what I've had to grow up with. But anywho, you good? We'll tell some more stories one day.
Well, I'm 79-year-old and I still take
You
them
ain't
home.
79.
Well, I will be.
You 77. You done said that.
Before you know it, I'll be
Yes,
79.
Well, I tell you what, these are your lies. You can tell them how you want. So yeah, so there's Big Joe. We met my daddy.
I'm still holding up pretty good to be my age. I wished I was able to do it again, but I ain't.
You only get one shot at this life. And see, this is where I heard one time you can't go back and relive your life. So what I've learned to do is the things I know at my age, I teach my son. Or my daughter too. So anything that happens in their life, I try to put it in perspective at my age, what I think about it. And then it makes it easier for them to not be so tore up about the small stuff. Because, I mean, life will go on. You'll be here tomorrow or you won't, whatever. But the problems will come and go your entire life. This will be the worst thing ever happened to y'all. It's horrible in a week. You'll never think nothing else about it. So I try to give my kids knowledge that, you know, would help them in their life from my perspective. So
Still like to work.
If I call him to come help me do
I still
something,
like
he'll
to
come
work,
over
man.
and we'll say, he'll say, hell, let's get
No,
it done. We'll get it.
That's all we got to do anymore is take care of one another anymore.
He don't let
So
no
you're saying if
grass
I
grow
called,
in
I got
his
some
grass.
labor work that needs to be done.
Yeah,
Depends on how much it pays, is what he'll say. How much you paying me?
yeah, that's the money nowadays. Nowadays, my work day's about over if I can't make no money.
Oh, 5 minutes ago, that's the only way we can help anybody
It
is
is.
helping them labor, and then now I got to pay for
It
it.
is, but you got to get something out of it. Ain't nobody gonna work for nothing.
Well, it took buying him and what's his nuts up here lunch to
Bless
get
your
this
heart,
conversation.
bless
So
supper you fed us.
I had
Wonderful.
to buy him supper to get this conversation out of him.
We had to get
bless
something out of it.